All right, I'm confused already. This is mark point 12. Mark point 12. That is going to go from where there's going to be a building right here behind the biggest building I got. There's going to be a road, which is really going to be a trail. It's not going to be for cars. It's going to go that way on slope as far as it can go, which will also cut a electrical cable I have buried there. Oh well. But my current electrical cable buried here stopped working. Maybe some pocket gopher ate through it or something. Anyway, wherever it ends up is where it ends up. That's a decision. I think this may be a really boring video for most folks. I don't know. But I also suggested in a different video the idea that videos could be geo-tagged as a route based on the movement you see in the background. It'd be a really cool application. And that'd make this video more useful, because you could actually go to any given spot and see what was being said about that spot. This spot, I don't know if I need to mark every spot I see. I mean, like, I already know where this spot is. I know that I want to bulldoze down there and move dirt that way. Actually, I need to move dirt, so I don't know where I'm going to put the dirt. Put the dirt over there, which is going to screw up that other bulldozer plan. This is like a huge puzzle. I convert the dirt that way because I want to fill in that gully anyway. So either way, it doesn't matter. The point is, I don't want soft dirt because I want to build on this, right? This is a very close in, really awesome spot in so many ways. So anyway, we don't need to talk about that spot. These spots are close in, and so I've already thought about them a lot. So in a sense, they're less interesting. When I was thinking about taking this walk, which is going to be about a 16-hour walk over multiple days, I was kind of thinking of places I don't ever go to. This place I already know what I'm going to do. Like, this is similar to that spot. And it's going to be fairly dense stuff. I mean, I'm tempted to like put a bunch of little houses in there, but I don't want to, because I want to put in larger buildings and I don't have resources to do that. And so really what I have to do is start out with buildings in spots that I know I'm not going to put a larger building. And I have those, maybe. Here's a cool little building up here. This is a 2-story cob building. I used the book Hand Sculpted House. The Hand Sculpted House. And it was an interesting building. It has a bunch of flaws and is a good example of various ways not to do things. So the nice thing is that it's built of almost all organic material. The base is stone, and the base can still be used even if I end up dismantling the entire building, and I can reuse the windows we put in and reuse the roofing. But the primary material, 90% of it, maybe probably higher than 90%, is all natural. So that's kind of cool. Like, at least if I fuck up, I don't do it in a way that hurts stuff. In here is a tricky spot where I actually want to bulldoze out into this slope right here, dump all that dirt over and fill this in, which makes this road here a little bit straighter and also makes a big flat area in front of the building that then would be put into that slope. And it'll have stairways that go up to another road up there on both sides. And you know, maybe off the sides of it there's trails that go along that slope, and there's a big area in here that, well, that would actually connect up to a different road over there. So that would work out all just fine. And this would be a perfect spot to build because I know I want to build there. And the building would actually go up this gully to the other road. I like it. This is going to be easy in some ways. Like, I mean, that decision's an easy one to make. Not difficult at all. Because it's the best use of that spot. Now, I do have to worry about water flow since it's in a gully. But if I interrupt that water flow and I channel it off, often called keyline design in permaculture, where you're moving water away from where it normally would go off to ridges. And so in other, I'm not a big fan of like permaculture as a religion, like you got to do it this way or that way. I really think people become assholes pretty much about everything. Maybe I just think people are assholes in general, but so that if there was a trail off that, it would connect up with the road that goes over there, and it would actually continue along that whole slope. And that could even be at the level of a bulldoze trail, you know, because things just grow over anyway. And in that case, like I mentioned, having two-way trails, I like the idea of a trail being wide enough for two people to walk on side by side. Which is really almost the size of a one-lane road. It could be smaller, and I think we could use a bulldozer to do it, and then plant the sides of it, and have benches on the sides and things like that, so it doesn't all end up being a real road. But that actually sounds fine. Yeah, I would bulldoze that whole. I mean, I need to, on my bulldozer list, have a set of priorities, and I need to have the whole decision-making process made ahead of time, because if you don't know the end goal, you're going to screw up potential opportunities by doing things the wrong way, and that's what I'm really trying to avoid doing, because I have done that in minor ways. Luckily, I don't have the resources to screw up in big ways. I'm not a government or something. God, they fuck everything up because they don't have to do things the right way. They have the ability to force people to pay them to do shit that benefits them. Doesn't benefit the people. If you think the government benefits the people, you are very, very confused. If you give someone a monopoly on violence, they will use it for evil. That is a certainty. I did not just GPS that, did I? Wait, did I? God damn it. Am I GPSing right now? Yes, I am. Okay. But I've already GPSed this part. Therefore, I should turn this off. Yes. Because I'm going to go far, far, far. And I'm going to start at a spot that I don't understand as well. I mean, I understand it, but I haven't been there in a while. And I've got, the thing is, I've got so many places where I think I've made the decision already. But that's what I'm going to do now, is question it. And then I'm going to work with this hydrologist guy, and he's going to question it. He's going to have ideas I didn't even think of. Although they mostly won't be compatible because I have such weird ideas that, I want his fresh thoughts. And so I don't want to contaminate his thinking with mine. I want to see what he would come up with, because I want his thoughts that are more pure. Like I was talking in a different video about having a first view of something. I want to know his first view of it. And I should be very careful in not discounting that just because it doesn't match up with mine. You know, there's always that temptation when you hear a new idea to say, well, that doesn't work, that doesn't fit in. It's like, that's a bad attitude. You have to be very open, not just to hearing it, but to really seeing it, conceive of it. And then somehow I can blend that in with wondering, well, how would that fit in with my visions? And is it in conflict, or could it add a lot? And, he's going to have a few dozen ideas at least, and with a big impact. So I want to make the right decisions. I feel an immense responsibility. It's not a burden. It's a weight. It's a heavy weight to carry. It's not a burden. Burden sounds negative to me. It's an opportunity to do things a whole different way. I'm pretty excited by it. And, it won't happen quickly. It's actually a good thing not to be rich. If you're too rich and develop too fast, then you can't realize that you're doing things wrong while you're doing them. Now, I do got to be a little bit quicker than I've been, because 21 years thinking about shit, and all I put in is some roads and some cabins. When I have bigger visions, that means I'm running out of time, because the most I've got left is 20 years, really, optimistically, and I could fall over dead at any time anyway. There's no guarantees. In fact, there's reasons to think I won't make it. Plenty of them. God, see, this is an area in here where there's so many possibilities of how things could be done. And in this case in particular, I can't see it. And it depends on whether I can own the land over there on the other side of the ravine. So that depends on whether I can get money together to expand some things. That's actually one of the most desired pieces of land for me to get, other than the access road. The access road is number one, and that's not necessarily for sale. I mean, everything's for sale at the right price, but I might be paying, 5 times more than what is reasonable. And maybe I could just pay for access somehow. But this whole area in here gets really difficult because this is essentially a transportation choke point, and so I need to have a lot of transportation options arriving at it. And I mean, I'm thinking a 2-lane road would be really nice through here. In fact, if it isn't 2-lane, it's going to be really annoying because somebody's going to have to back up and stuff. So, but I hate, having a lot of footprint on the land just for transportation. So it's a tricky one. God, this land is so beautiful. That's why I need to not fuck it up. Yeah. An interesting idea would actually be to invite a bunch of, I don't know what the right term is. It's not exactly landscape architect. It's not urban designer. It doesn't seem very urban. But what would happen if I wrote up the entire base vision values, not the whole plan, but the rules by which I wish to create things, and then didn't tell people what to put where, invited like a whole bunch of designers, urban designers and whatever, I guess, I don't know what to call them. There's probably words for these things. I'm just too ignorant to know them, but I'll learn. Anyway, but tell them the values that I want. How I want buildings on slope. I want buildings to connect, things vertically. That I want all the different design rules I have, and then invite 10, 15, 20 designers down, give them all the maps of where things are now and the maps of the land and the lay of the land. I'm going to say, okay, given this rule set, what would you come up with? And then have all of them think about it for 5 days. I think 5 days is a good amount for them to walk around every day and look at the land and wonder, what the hell? What should I put where? you know, and they would add their own crazy ideas into it. This would be a cauldron of ideas. You know, and they get their name on their design, and they can be part of the cool videos we make, and so they're promoting themselves and their services. I probably wouldn't pay them, because I don't think I have enough money to pay professionals like that to do stuff. Maybe I get real young folks wanting to build their career, and they might come up with some crazy ass ideas. Some of those ideas might be really cool. That would be a really weird event. And of course they could enjoy each other and be comparing, because at the end of it, we would all compare different designs, and we put them up on a big screen, and we could overlay them on each other and have them side by side and say, well, how different are these? How similar are these? What are the things everybody said would be a good idea? What are the things that I think of now that nobody thought of? And is my idea any good? I don't know. We'll find out.